Good evening and welcome to the Whitewater Wind Down. I'm Madeline Copeland alongside Peyton Walls and Edie Fernay. It is a special week this week on campus.
Yes, it's homecoming week.
Homecoming.
We are halfway through that first semester. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
We are all decked out in our Whitewater apparel just to celebrate for homecoming week.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun today in my morning class. I was surrounded by the color purple, and at first I was like, what's going on? Why is everyone wearing Whitewater apparel? But I think maybe it's related to homecoming. That makes a lot of sense. So that's really cool. I love seeing the spirit of homecoming. Are you guys involved in anything coming up with homecoming here?
Yeah, I really want to go to the talent show. A couple of my friends are in it, and I heard that they have some pretty interesting acts. So it'll be a nice laugh, some interesting things to see. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for the trivia night and bingo that they're hosting. I'm not a super competitive person, but when it gets down to bingo, I'm on top of it, you know. And I believe they're also going to be announcing the homecoming court this week as well. So that's cool.
That's right, yeah.
That'll be fun. I think it is super important to get involved on campus, especially during homecoming week, because there are so many different activities to really get that full college experience. And then last week was actually a really fun activity. It was Boxes and Walls, which I know was required for a lot of people's classes. My student seminar required it, and I thought it was so much more impactful than I thought it was, like going into it. Did you go to Boxes and Walls?
I did. My new student seminar class also required it. So.
Yeah, I thought it was such a great diversity experience. So what Boxes and Walls is it's this interactive experience in Esker Dining Hall, and you go through a set of rooms. And then each room has like a theme to it. So there's like a theme for, you know, like people who are in wheelchairs, and an LGBTQ plus room, and like a non-visual disability room. And like going out of that, I just like really got time to reflect, and I thought it was so important for people to understand other students' perspectives. It just opened my eyes a lot.
Yeah, I had a project once that was, we had to go around campus and see what would it be like for somebody who was in a wheelchair to experience this particular building and such. And I think anytime it gets you thinking about other people's perspectives, it's a really good experience and really good to remember what it is like. That's awesome to have a whole event for that. That's great.
Yeah, there are like 11,000 people on campus. Like everyone has their own reality. And it's really important, especially during homecoming week, that we all celebrate everyone's differences and everyone's different realities.
Right. I liked a lot of it because, again, it opened my eyes to things that I would have never experienced. And I think it's important because a lot of it was from students on campus, like the LGBTQ plus centered room had you stand in a circle and read different things that students on campus have actually gone through. So it really put that into perspective, like, oh my gosh, like this is happening here and now, which I think is really important that every student experiences that so they understand what it's like.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff that not everyone knows, I think it's just really cool that we're surrounded by the color purple on campus, and that made me think of it. I learned a couple really cool facts about purple recently, and it was relevant because we're surrounded by purple on campus. So just a couple of things I thought was really fun, that like officially Purple Day is March 26th. So if we can keep this Whitewater spirit going till the spring, we've got an official date of Purple Day.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Coming up on the Wind Down, we've got some brand new best nests for you to vote on, and we'll get the latest international news on the world today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on the Whitewater Wind Down after this.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
The Department of Communication offers students the opportunity to explore the world through the faculty-led travel study program. The course consists of both in-class lecture and a 3-week travel component at the end of the semester.
You have a life that is insanely busy. You don't have to give up so much time to do a 3-week travel study, and you can compact a lot in 3 weeks.
The course is worth 3 credits and is open to all majors. The program features group travel with peers and faculty.
I think the benefit of traveling in a group like the travel study is there's always somebody there to experience new things with you, and you always have new friends to gain.
Travel Study offers a variety of travel destinations, including a trip to Ireland every other year. Develop new relationships, participate in enriching cultures, and experience personal growth while abroad.
With the Travel Study, it was so great being able to go to places and really experience the value that they can give to our own culture and just to me as a person.
For more information, please visit.
If you saw the wind down last week, you may have caught us talking briefly about what's coming to the titling and campaign efforts that will bring change to what we recognize as the current University of Wisconsin system. As the transition continues within the next few months, we hear more as UWW-TV's Carson Gabord, who has the latest.
UW System President Jay Rothman announced the Universities of Wisconsin, the new way to describe the 13 public Wisconsin universities. The rebranding is designed to increase enrollment with a new look. The UW system is a constellation of universities that bring value to one another, which will be reflected by the rebrand.
What the rebrand is hoping to accomplish is to make sure that people across the state understand what the universities of Wisconsin are, the options that are available, and the value that they bring both to individuals and to the greater community.
This marketing strategy is set to be roughly a $500,000 investment.
And you have to invest in marketing your organization in order to be successful. The return on investment will be far greater than this investment into the marketing campaign.
The UW System press release was published October 10th, detailing the rebranding and what Rothman hopes it will accomplish. This new name rightfully shifts the focus from the system to the universities that are providing opportunities to the students and families we serve. This rebranding is also said to create a future ready for all.
So through the rebrand, if people will take a fresh look at the options that are here, that's where making those connections hopefully gets easier for people and connecting them with the right university.
The Universities of Wisconsin campaign will take full effect in early 2024. Although it is the new statewide brand name, it will not change the UW System's title. For UWW-TV News, I'm Carson Gabord.
Thanks, Carson, for the interview on that change.
Yeah. So I've talked to a few people about it, and from what I hear, they all have the same question, which is, how is the logo change and the rebranding of the name going to do anything like for us? Just questions. I haven't heard anyone be like, wow, this is great. And while it might be great, we just don't know how it's going to work yet.
Yeah, it definitely raises some questions in my mind as well. It's a very expensive, significant change, so we're hoping to see some actual outcome from it. But yeah, you're right. We're wondering, what is that outcome and how do we know that it's going to work? Yeah.
I see two big problems with this situation. Number one, they want more people going to the campuses. Right. And two, Madison has an overflow of students. There's so many people. So maybe there should be a cap on Madison, and that'll kind of lead the other students into the rest of the UWW schools. And that's what I hope they're trying to do by this. But again, the how is missing.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be very interesting to hear more about like answers to these questions. So yeah, if you're wondering the same things we're wondering, we will definitely be following up and continuing to follow this story throughout the semester, and hopefully we can get some of those answers or learn more. Yeah. Up next in the Whitewater Wind Down, we have The World Today with AJ Lohr. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW-Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at @uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Here at UWW, we put a lot of emphasis on shaping your involvement. Involvement helps you get to know more people with similar values and goals as yourself. The Student Involvement Office can help you get involved with organizations on campus, or we can help you start a brand new one. So what are you waiting for? It's time to shape your involvement at UWW. If you'd like to learn more, stop by UC 127 or contact us at involvement@uww.edu or call 262-472-6217.
I'm AJ Lohr, and this is The World Today on UWW-TV. The United States rejected a UN Security Council resolution on Wednesday prohibiting essential ceasefire in the present conflict between Israel and Palestinian Hamas terrorists. Brazil proposed a resolution to authorize unlimited assistance supplies to Gaza Strip. Due to the United States' diplomatic efforts to find a different path to aid in Gaza, this concept had already been postponed twice. Ultimately, despite 12 member nations supporting the proposal resolution, Russia and the United Kingdom chose to abstain, emphasizing the region's ongoing challenges in dealing with the unexpected disaster. Following the expiration of UN Security Council sanctions, the U.S. took extraordinary actions on Wednesday to keep Iran's missile program under control. The restrictions were meant to hinder Iran's drone exports to Russia. Notably, Russia stated on Tuesday that the export of missile technology to Iran would no longer require Security Council approval, indicating a significant shift as UN sanctions were lifted. But Russia's position on supporting Tehran's missile program remained unclear. The Japanese Prime Minister and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia have decided to work together to improve critical circumstances in Gaza and de-escalate tensions in the Israel-Hamas conflict. According to Japanese government, both leaders underlined their commitment to continuing strong collaborations between their nations and actively working together to improve the state of emergency and calm the ongoing conflict in the recent phone conversations. In a phone conversation with Ukraine's president on Wednesday, the French president reaffirmed his commitment to helping Ukraine. This confirmation comes at a time where there is discussion about potential swings in Western countries' support for Ukraine. As a result of the continuing conflict between Israel and Hamas, the French president underlined that the rising number of global problems would not weaken France and Europeans' unshakable support for Ukraine, which will last as long as it's required. For more updates, check us out at uwwtv.org. I'm AJ Lohr, and this has been The World Today on UWW-TV.
Bonsoir à tous. Hola. Hej, hur är läget?
Marhaba.
Ni hao.
Konnichiwa.
UW Whitewater International Student Association is a student organization that brings both international students and national students together to share their cultural experience and beliefs. The ISA also collaborates with other student organizations in UW Whitewater. The International Dinner is one of the most unique events that ISA have for every spring semester, which serves all kinds of food from different countries, and it invites students to show their talent on the dinner. So what are you waiting for? Come join the ISA today.
We are
ISA.
Over 200 runners participated in a recent 5K to raise awareness and show support for a local family who lost their son to a tragic drunk driving accident years ago. UWW-TV's David Pollier has more on how the community's efforts help celebrate the life of Trayton Kyler and his family.
The 13th annual Run for Trey 5K was once again a huge success at Starren Park. Friends, family, and members of the community all showed up to support the Kyler family 13 years after the tragic death of 6-year-old Trayton Kyler.
Trayton's parents, Mike and Mary Kylar, have founded several scholarships to help fundraise in Trayton's name, and the Run for Trey 5K is just one of the many ways that takes place.
As we started to talk about what community looks like, the outpouring of support after Trayton had passed away was indescribable. And so I think when we thought about visiting this park and having people come together as a way to raise funds to build it and then to stay together as a community, it just made sense to do a family day.
The 5K is just one of the many fundraising projects that is held in Trayton's honor. Trayton's Field of Dreams is a youth-sized baseball stadium created to carry out his love for baseball and give the local youth the opportunity to enjoy it just as he did. Proceeds raised at the stadium are also put towards scholarships for Walworth and Jefferson County students.
Dan and my goal each year is to have 220 or more runners who are still impacted and still showing up 13 years later. So we far exceeded that today, and seeing how many people, like Mary said, didn't know Trayton but have learned to love and know him through this race, through knowing the Kylers, is absolutely phenomenal.
Thanks, David. The abundance of community support has been essential to help the Kylers' effort for maintaining Trayton's Field of Dreams and bringing the community together in his honor.
That was quite an impactful story. I'm really impressed to see how many people came out to support that. And I love that they have a baseball field with his little statue and his name. That's really awesome.
Yeah, because he said that baseball was super important, and so they ended the race in a baseball field. I thought that was just so great to honor him in that way.
Anytime community can come together, especially for something so important and meaningful, I just think that's beautiful to see. I love seeing that, yeah.
And especially since it was people of all ages too, you know, not just the college students, which you would think since most of the population here close to the baseball field is the college students, you know.
Yeah, families showed up of all types. I love that, yeah, absolutely. When we come back, you'll get the chance to cast your vote for two more residence hall rooms that students showcased on this week's edition of Best Nests with Terry Elise Mims. So stay tuned for more Whitewater Wind Down, and here's the break for this week's weather forecast.
us on. Flip them off. 91.7 WSUW. 91.7 is a student-run radio station serving the Whitewater area with a variety of original programs, live sports broadcasting, community events, and more. So turn us on 91.7 FM or stream us live at 917theedge.com.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Get ready to soar into the coolest cribs on campus. It's Best Nest, where Warhawks flaunt their unique style and creativity. Experience on-campus living like you've never seen before. From lofted beds to epic gaming setups and shared spaces turned into hangout havens, Best Nest is your VIP ticket to the most stylish Warhawk living spaces. Don't miss your chance to crown the Best Nest. Scan the QR code today and cast your vote for the #1 nest. Your choice matters. Be part of the excitement and choose which Warhawk has the coolest crib on campus. By the end of the semester, one Warhawk will rise above the rest and claim the title of Best Nest. Best Nests, your backstage pass to Warhawk style. Scan the QR code or visit uwwtv.org today to start voting for your favorite nest.
This is Best Nest on UWW-TV. I'm Terry Elise Mims. This week, Angel and Cole feature their stellar abode and show off how they made a kitchen and a den in their dorm.
Hey there.
Welcome to our room. I'm Angel.
I'm Cole.
So first we start with our calendar. We always have like the weekend meals. And then I have my grab and go right here. Everything's ready for me when I need to leave. My closet, which is organized by a rainbow, and my shoes. Bathroom stuff, and my desk has all of my posters above the wall. So you can tell it's really my side. And my favorite thing is my jewelry stand. She's so pretty. She organized everything for me. Alright, coming this way, we have my favorite tote bag. And this leads the way into our theme, which is the moon. You can probably tell from our little thing here. And behind here is our favorite spot, our entertainment area. I'm actually playing video games right now. It's a Friday, so it's okay. And then over here are all my babies, my plant babies. This is Jade. And then as you go down, it's all the food that we can keep out of the fridge and out of the sunlight, and where we put our dishes out of sight.
Alright, starting off, we have on this side with the desk, I got my books, medicine, some essential oils, a bunch of charging cords in there. This lamp, which unfortunately broke, and I'm really sad about that. All the headphones all sit right in this drawer. And if we moving back, we have our laundry baskets, 2 fridges, because of a slight miscommunication, but with all the cooking that we do, we need the space. All the big snacks up here, and ramen stash. There's a lot of ramen and spices in there. Dishes, utensils, cooking supplies, and then some containers back here. We decided that we needed more moon-themed stuff on this half of the room, so we went and got these moon mirrors that show different phases of the moon. And then up top, we have the bed with our little octopus here. If we don't win the thing, we'll be very unhappy.
I believe we have the best nest because of our organization. It's very clear in the room. The way our desks are set up brings in a more open area.
We have the best nest because it's all very clear for what you need. If you need to get food or if you're trying to do chores, that's right here. If you want to play games, have entertainment, that's over here. Studying is right here. And then the way that things are organized, it's very open. It feels very, very wide. And that's why I think we have the best nest. Well, thanks for stopping by. We got homework and games to get back to.
Bye.
Thanks, Angel and Cole. Stay tuned as we showcase another awesome residence room in Clem Hall. Remember to cast your vote for Lee or any other hall as this semester's Best Nest. Just scan the QR code on UWW-TV's website under Best Nest or visit our Facebook page.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk
at UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
Life just isn't right without music. Luckily, Whitewater's own 9170 Edge has you covered. Get your daily dose of alternative, hip-hop, and metal by tuning your radio to 91.7 or listen anywhere on 9170edge.com.
Crew is a faith-based organization for UW-Whitewater students. Their mission? To create an inclusive Christian community for students looking to explore or grow their faiths.
For me specifically, it's been amazing to just have people to walk alongside with my Christian journey on.
They always say to go and experience new things while you're at college, and I think this is just another one of those things that you should experience.
Crew welcomes all students and is held at Summers Auditorium on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Come join our crew.
This is Best Nest on UWW-TV. I'm Terry Elise Mims. This week, Kaylin and Zayden show us their cozy and coordinating room in Clem Hall.
Hi, I'm Kaylin.
And I'm Zayden, and welcome to our room.
So this is our photo wall. We take a Polaroid of everybody that comes into our room, and it's just a good way to keep track of all of our friends and the people that we love. Over here is my closet and all of my clothes. I love wearing hoodies because it's getting cold out. And our TV, we love having movie nights, and it's nice. Over here is my photo wall, all of my friends from back home and my family and all the people that I miss very much. This is my desk. Do all my homework here. It's really helpful not doing your homework on your bed because you get a little distracted. Up here is my poster wall. I have all things from Taylor Swift, we have Morgan Wallen, all my favorite movies, and it's just everything that I love and just brings me peace. This is my bed. Love squishmallows and blankets. This is my nightstand. I have all my books here for my classes, my computer, and my case of Red Bull down there.
So these are our plants. We got these to make us feel a little bit more at home, even though they're fake, but it helps. This is my nightstand. This is me and my best friend. It helps me remember that she's always with me. This is my bed. I love my bed. This is Willie. I love Willie. I love stuffed animals, so having one here makes me feel like I'm also at home. My shoes, my organization stuff. This is my backpack. I have to keep it here or else I forget it sometimes. This is where I do all my homework, where I stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning doing my psych homework. This is my pet fish. His name is Zin. I got him while my roommate was on vacation and I was alone. This is my camera. I love taking pictures of everyone that comes in here, and when we go places, I bring it with me and take pictures of everyone. This is all my family and friends who I miss very much, and I love sitting here and being able to look at them.
This is my closet. I like to color coordinate my stuff. You can't really tell right now because it's a little messy, but, and then we just of course have our brownies up here because we always have snacks in here. Sure.
I think we have the best nest because it's a very warm and inviting space, and everybody who comes in here loves it, and we just love hosting gatherings and having people over, and it's just a good vibe in here always.
I think we have the best nest because our room is always warm and inviting, and everyone always, it doesn't look like there's space, but there's always space for people in here, and it's just good to have people in here all the time because we love having friends over.
It's been nice having you.
But we gotta get back to studying. Bye!
Bye!
Thanks, Kaylin and Zayden. Tune in next week to see more awesome residence rooms. Remember to cast your vote for Clem or any other hall as this semester's best nest. Just scan the QR code on UWW-TV's website under Best Nest or visit our Facebook page. I'm Terry Elise Mims, and this has been Best Nest on UWW-TV.
Get ready to soar into the coolest cribs on campus. It's Best Nest, where Warhawks flaunt their unique style and creativity. Experience on-campus living like you've never seen before. From lofted beds to epic gaming setups and shared spaces turned into hangout havens, Best Nest is your VIP ticket to the most stylish Warhawk living spaces. Don't miss your chance to crown the Best Nest. Scan the QR code today and cast your vote for the #1 nest. Your choice matters. Be part of the excitement and choose which Warhawk has the coolest crib on campus. By the end of the semester, one Warhawk will rise above the rest and claim the title of Best Nest. Best Nests, your backstage pass to Warhawk style. Scan the QR code or visit uwwtv.org today to start voting for your favorite nest.
Thanks, Terry. It's really cool to see all these rooms. I love that first one, how practical it seemed. It was really well compartmentalized.
Yes, I love the theme of moons. If your dorm room has a theme, like bonus points in my book. I love a theme.
Right. I feel like since a lot of people, at least for freshmen who have like randomized roommates, it's like you're not going to necessarily like the same thing, but they were like, we're having moons and we're sticking to it, and I think that's so awesome.
Yeah. They were very organized in their whole room, and they had even like the menu planned out for the weekend too. Yeah. And the second room also felt super homey to me. That was really nice.
I love that room. It was so like white, and it had its like cute sides to it, and everything matched together, and I loved it. They have a lot of open space.
Yeah. I love the matching nightstands. Like that to me, just like, this is awesome in here. It's perfect.
I agree. Yeah, they both look very cozy. Practical and homey would be the words that I think of for those rooms. For sure. Well, it is time for a quick break, but stay tuned as we profile one of our campus's bowling teams on the next Inside Warhawk Sports. The Whitewater Wind Down will be right back.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad.
Learning another language.
And listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
The James R. Conner University Center on UW-Whitewater's campus is a gathering place for students of various cultures, backgrounds, and lifestyles. The UC is a great source for information, campus tickets, meetings, entertainment, food, gallery exhibits, workshops, and all of your Hawk Card needs. Whether you're looking for a place to study between classes or just a place to hang out with friends, the UC is the place for you. For more information on the UC, please visit uc.uww.edu or go to facebook.com/uc.uww.
Welcome to this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Sports. I'm your host, Nolan Kapodowski, joined by UW-Whitewater women's bowling coach, Leanne Sullivan. Coach Sullivan, this team took first out of 36 others in the Midwest Collegiate Championships earlier this month in the first tournament of the season for the Warhawks. What was it like getting that first win of the season in the books early, and what can we expect from this squad for the rest of the year?
Yeah, we were really excited to be able to start off the season with a win. We didn't fully bowl up to our potential, but the team really came through when it mattered the most. So it really just shows the amount of fight and resiliency that this team has. We have 2 seniors, a couple juniors on the team, and their leadership and experience in those high pressure situations really led us to that victory.
How important is it for a team to have that veteran presence, especially someone like Kelly Whipple, who won D3 Player of the Year last season?
Yeah, I think it's so important to have that veteran leadership. Without them kind of grinding in the weight room, on the lanes at practice, they're really big role models for any of our newer incoming players. So by them, we kind of talk about leading by example, so making sure that all of those veteran leaders are kind of all in. That's our team mantra this year, making sure that we're all in the weight room, at practice, in the classroom, making sure that we're leading by example. With those role models, I think they're really able to develop and build that culture for all of our younger athletes.
Entering your 13th season as head coach, you've had lots of accomplishments from finishing third in the NCAA championships and back-to-back seasons from 2014 to 2015 to placing high in CIBC and USBC championships recently. The Warhawks have consistently been in contention. What has led you to success?
Yeah, I think it's honestly a lot of the hard work of the players. I wouldn't be where I am without the players. It's all about the players. It always has been. When I'm recruiting, I'm always looking for those players that have that determination, have that hard work ethic. I just love the sport. From there, I can kind of guide and nurture some of that team chemistry, because I know that if we are all in as a team, we're able to beat some of the most talented programs. With our sport, we're national collegiate, so we're consistently competing against Division I and Division II opponents. They have some of the most talented athletes in the country. However, we're able to compete because we truly have each other's backs and have that team chemistry that we're able to kind of rise up to the occasion when needed.
You used to bowl yourself back in the Warhawks, back when you were in college. What was the journey like that brought you back to Whitewater?
Yeah, I think I just love UW-Whitewater. Even just when I was a high school student, thinking about where I want to go to school, UW-Whitewater just appealed to me. And I really love that I'm able to share that passion for the university that I had and share it with all of these student athletes. One thing about my journey is I loved my teammates, and I kind of loved the experience. We were so fortunate to be able to travel around the country and kind of build all those memories, and I'm just really lucky and fortunate to kind of give that opportunity to all these ladies here.
Matt checking in to see how Sam is doing on his project, and it's getting close to exporting now, the final step in the process. And it is complete, and Sam is hyped. Finally gets complete and spikes the ball into the end zone. Sam's celebrating with his colleagues, and oh, they throw a flag on the play. The ref's gonna call excessive celebration. Sam is in disbelief and can't believe it. He tries to dispute the call, but the ref is not having any of it.
Additionally, in a vibrant celebration of local agriculture and community spirit for the fall, the University Center Farmers Market is back and in full swing. Tori Carter has more on the story.
Welcome to the vibrant pop-up farmers market that took place right here at the University Center on October 18th. This event brought a fresh burst of local produce and vegetables, from luscious strawberries to wholesome squash. The farmers market not only provided a fresh and nutritious option for students and individuals, but also fostered a sense of community and encouraged healthy eating habits. Students were encouraged to spend their dining dollars and Purple Points in exchange for some amazing treats. The pop-up farmers market here at the University Center was a great success. Events like this bring communities closer and contribute to a healthier, happier society. The University Center Pop-Up Farmers Market was a delightful experience for all who attended, offering fresh, local produce to the community. It's not just about the fruits and vegetables. It's about fostering a sense of community and healthy living. From UW-TV News, I'm Tori Carter.
Thanks, Tori, and we are out of time for today. For Madeline, Edie, and myself, have a happy homecoming week, everyone.